Hello and welcome to Season 2 of the Spirit Lounge podcast. With me, David.
And me, Glenda. And we are two psychic mediums from both sides of the pond.
Glenda is in Australia.
And David is in the UK.
And we're here to talk about, discuss and give our opinions on all things spiritual, including psychics and mediumship.
And if you've listened to the podcast before, you know how much we love to laugh while keeping it real, honest and down to earth.
As well as having those discussions, there'll also be guest interviews and maybe some other surprises.
So come with us now on our podcast journey and let's see what's happening in the Spirit Lounge for today's episode.
Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the Spirit Lounge. Yes, we are back after a little break, the little break that both Glenda and I had, but we are back to talk to you and have a chit chat about all things spiritual, mediumship, and hopefully you've enjoyed the previous episodes as well. We had a fabulous guest on, Bex, who came on for the second time in the last episode to do a live Q&A with us, and we thoroughly enjoyed it, and hopefully you all did as well. There's some great questions that we had from the Zoom room and on our Facebook comments as well. So yeah, we thank Bex, and maybe she'll come back again, Glenda. Maybe she'll be back for another Q&A.
I think she will. She's amazing. I think if all we have to do is go, Bex, come back.
I know where you live.
Bloody stalker.
But no, it was fabulous. So thank you, Bex, for coming on, and thank you to those of you that did tune in and joined us in the Zoom room as well. It was a fabulous session. But for today's episode, we'll have a bit of a catch up, so you can listen in to us having a bit of a catch up, and then we might talk about the stopping within the mediumship, but it'll make more sense when we get to it. But firstly, Glenda, how are you? How was your little trip to Bali?
It was so good. I didn't want to come back. Hubby was ready to come back. I wasn't, but I could have stayed there. I really enjoyed it. I really got to disconnect and have some healing done on myself as well. Just go through the motions of having somebody facilitate that healing. As you know, I don't allow too many people to do healing with me. So I really felt into who to trust with my healing. And I got this amazing man that did the healing on me and actually recorded it. So I hope to share it on social media just to show people the way I heal and he heals is very similar. Look, we all have opinions on healing, and I feel that healing is very, very subtle, just like mediumship. I feel that when you're connected with spirit, with the other side, with the soul, with the auric field, it's very subtle. And for myself, I'm always been saying that I don't believe in these massive thrusting things that people are doing on social media. It's like they're being possessed. Hey, that's my opinion. Take it or leave it. I don't really give a shit. But when you actually go through a genuine healing, it is so subtle and you will feel it in your body before anything. I had my eyes closed for this whole process. And when I watched it back, you could actually see the movement, the energy move through my body. Sure, it was painful in a way that I had to breathe through it. And, it does bring up emotions. And that's why I feel it's just so sacred and so unique to everyone. I've never done a healing on anyone where they're thrusting on my bed and acting like they're possessed by a demon. That's not how I do my healings.
Mm-hmm. No,
And
yeah.
I wouldn't want anyone to be violent or anything like that with me. So I want to share it on social media, and I'm just kind of trying to work out how I'm going to share that. Because you know what? Whatever you write on social media, people get offended. I mean,
Yeah.
fuck, I look at this shit on there and just go, what the fuck is this? And I'm sure people are looking at my stuff and just going, she's full of a shit. But you know what? I want to show people how gentle it is. Both you and I know, Reiki healing, it's gentle. Energy healing is gentle. Any type of connection, whether it's trance, energy healing, all of that is gentle. the way the energy moves through our body, we feel it. You feel it on the inside. You don't necessarily have to thrust around on a bed to show people that it's happening. A lot of this stuff that I'm seeing is showmanship. It's like,
Yeah.
let's do this. Oh, it's scaring the shit out of people. And I get asked questions about it all the time. What about you, Dave? Do you see this stuff?
I've never seen that, and I think if I did see it, I'd have to skip past it if it would
I
wind me up.
do.
But no, I think look, I think we know that the way social media presents certain things, and it's not just this mediumship world; it's anything that a
Yeah.
lot of it is faked and set up. But a lot of these comedy reels, you can tell by looking at it that did not just happen. That was
Yeah.
set up and made to look to be funny. So I scroll past them where I block those accounts because I think I can't if I'm going to watch something
Same.
that's funny, it for me it needs to be natural, it needs to be organic and candid. But anything that's set up to look a certain way, I can tell straight away and I'll scroll past. And I say the same thing to my other half. I don't tell him off, but he'll say to me, "Did you see what was said on social media about this other day?" And I say, "Babes, it's social media. Don't pay any attention to
Yeah.
it because it's bullshit." I've not even seen a thing, but I know just from what he said to me that it's fake. So I think we just have to be aware. And as you say, I agree with you that healing is not about thrusting. And so to me, that is put on. That's
Yeah.
put on because I said this in a reel that I did the other day, is that it seems that in order to get the likes and the clicks, you have to be doing something that seems controversial
Or bait. It's
or
like
bait
clickbait.
or yeah or fear mongering or something really out of the ordinary for people to get a like and a click and a share and a view. And so all these people have suddenly got millions of followers based on a
Yeah.
lie, but people are still doing it. And so I think, it looks up to individual what they want to believe. We can't change people's minds, and we always say in
No.
this podcast we're not here to change people's minds, but I do think it's important, like you said, is to show your experience to represent the reality behind healing, because I think that
Absolutely.
we really underestimate healing. So like for example, when
Yeah.
I've done psychic fairs, I had the choice of doing readings or doing healing, and I got my therapy bed up next to my wardrobe over there, and so I
Mhm.
did that quite a lot. But when you go to the fairs, you always see people go more to the readings than they do the healing. There were
True.
some fairs that I did where I had 0 to 1 client in 6 hours, because
Mm.
I think people find that mediumship or psychic work is more healing for them. And fair enough, it is. They are both
Yeah.
healing, but actually, physical healing, like Reiki healing, spiritual healing, energetic healing, whatever healing you want to put on it,
Yeah.
can also be very beneficial to people. And I've done healings where people have come out of it crying. Actually, most of the time they
Yeah.
have. That's not the point we do it. That's not the reason why we do it. Don't want to make people cry, but through that type of healing, the hands-on healing, they feel a sense of release because of
Yeah.
just the energy that I'm channeling into them. And actually, when they're lying on that bed, they have their own connection to spirit. The amount of times they'll
Right.
come out of it saying, "I'm sure my mum was with me," or "I kept seeing these colors here, these colors there," and then I'd interpret it for them. So in that type of healing, they get their own kind of connection, their own link. And I don't think people give enough credit to that, actually. And actually, many spiritual medium spiritualists will say that that type of healing is probably the highest form of mediumship.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to get visions and you're going to get insight for yourself. And
Mm.
that's what it is. It's not about us giving that to you. That's the true connection is when you get it yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're laying there and you're fully surrendered and you're fully relaxed and you've let go to be able to connect yourself and receive, that's amazing. That's true healing to be able to feel it yourself, not me tell you, okay, you're going to feel it here, you're going to feel it there, because then you're telling me, then that's been put
Yeah,
in my brain. You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
I see a lot of that happening as well. No, you should be able to
No.
feel it.
Just,
So
just yeah, as the healer, you have just got. I stand. I don't talk. I just stand there in silence and I do what I'm doing. And
same as
then
me.
that person will say to me, and I don't touch them. No, I do touch them.
Mhm.
But there are times where, yeah, if I'm touching their knee, they still think that I'm at their head, and I'm not. I've
Yeah,
moved because they're
yeah,
feeling the energy is going where their body needs to feel it. So although I might be putting it into their, like I could be stood at the end of their bed, holding their feet and putting the energy into their feet, but they can actually feel it going through their head.
Yeah,
I can't explain that, but that's just the power of, I guess, spirit and my link, their own connection. They're feeling it going both ways. So again, healing
exactly.
can be so beneficial. People, give it a try if you feel called to do so. But again, it's not for everybody. Not everybody feels called to
No,
it. Not everybody wants to resonate with healing. But if you do, no, give it a try. We're not here saying we are curing the world because we're not. But
no,
we're doing what
no.
we can to help people feel better physically in this case, and actually sometimes emotionally as well in those
Yeah.
healing sessions. So yeah, they
And
can be beneficial.
and it, and it's up to that individual to be open. Like I'm just going to talk about
Yeah.
my situation was I was open to it. I was surrendered to it. I just like, okay, spirit, I'm here. I'm here to release. I'm here to receive all of it. Excuse me, I've got this cough. And I did. I allowed that to happen. I allowed the healing to happen. Oh my gosh. And slept really well and I felt so good after it. And it was so good to be able to take that time away to just do some work on myself, because if anyone's listening, I have been going through such a really hard grief journey. And it's not just lately it's been talked about it today. It's been years and years. I honestly cannot wait for this part of this for myself to have some closure because I still don't have closure. I'm still waiting. I'm hoping by the end of this year there will be some sort of closure for me. And that's hard to hold all that. It's hard
Yeah.
to deal with all that, and be there for everyone. And I think that I think that's you get to a point where you just kind of go, when does it end? Just like everybody else, we go through stuff that we just go, when is this going to end? When is there an end date? But everyone knows with grief, it's different.
Hmm.
Everyone's different. Grief is just, you'll be fine one minute, next fucking thing, yeah, being hit like a bloody Mack truck. Do you know what I mean? Or what do you call them, a
Yeah.
lorry over there? Like it feels like what just happened? So people that are going through it will totally resonate with it, and it's hard. So you've got to constantly be working on yourself. You've got to constantly be looking after yourself and not sit in that heaviness all the time because that's easy to do, to just
Yeah.
stay in that
Absolutely. Yeah.
heaviness.
Hmm.
So you've got to look for opportunities to go out and meet people if you can. You know, get around the right environment with friends and who you surround yourself with. Let the people help you get through those situations. I mean, um, we all need it. We need it as mediums. We all go through tough situations. We all go through um, times in our career, or if we call this a career, what we're doing, our job as mediums, where we were just saying before, oh, I don't want to fucking do this anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like every now and then it comes up and you go, do I want to do this anymore? And then it's kind of like spirit reminds you, yeah, keep going, keep going.
Hmm.
It's just it's just one of those ups and downs of that roller coaster, the dip in the roller coaster. And yeah, you just got to keep going. Surround yourself with amazing people like Bex that we had on, you
Yeah.
know, create some sort of community. I don't have that community here where I live. I've got maybe a couple of good friends that are spiritual, but I'm finding that online. And sometimes that happens, that your
Yeah.
family's online. It's just try and create it, try be part of it, a gathering of some sorts, whether it's sitting in circle once a week with people to develop, or just being in the energy of anything, like a spiritual church, or if you're over in the UK, it's beautiful to go and sit in the energy, even if you don't get anything. Just
Yeah.
sitting in our event, not our event, our little chat question and answers the other night, it turned out to be almost like a workshop. Everyone got so much out of it. I didn't say much because I was just
No, same. Yeah.
so drawn, excuse me, to the conversation, just listening to Bex, just learning from another medium, just being in that energy and being surrounded by like-minded people. It feels good. So wherever something's going on like that, jump on a Zoom, get on and just listen, just be in the background, and it helps. It helps lift you in some way. Something out of that conversation will resonate with you and you'll get that, I could take that away.
Yeah.
That resonates with me right now. Or, yeah, I've been through that. I understand. Like it makes a lot of sense. So all of those, I feel like it doesn't matter who's talking or who's running the show or whatever it is. I feel like Spirit always drops these little nuggets for each of us
Mm.
that we can take something away and be grateful for it.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. Yeah, every day is a learning, every school day. What's that, is that term? Yeah, every day is a school
yeah.
day. And in this in this work that we do as mediums or psychics, whatever, we're always learning. Always. There's
Oh,
always something new to learn, new to develop on. I mean, if I look at myself, my mediumship 2 years ago is not the same as it is today.
yeah,
It's different.
definitely.
So, it's all about the growth. And maybe that comes with age as well. And getting older. So I'm feeling that as well. They do, I guess, with age comes wisdom a lot of the time, isn't it? And you do see
It's
the world
true.
differently, not just through development, but just through age and time on the planet. You do see things through a different lens. But as you say, it's important that just when you well, for everybody really, but especially when you get to a certain point in your life, it's important that you only surround yourself with things that are going to add value to it. So I did a reel yesterday where I talked about that, about people minding their own business. We'll all be better off in life if everyone minded their own business.
I know.
Just do you. You don't have to have an opinion about everything. Just get on with it. But only if something doesn't affect you directly, then why bother about them? They're irrelevant to your life.
Yeah,
So focus on what is important. Focus on you. Focus on your family. Focus on what's going on in your life, and never mind anyone else. Whether it keeps you going, keeps you learning, keeps you growing, keeps you happy, then that's what we should focus on, and nothing else, because that in itself brings healing. If you're always consistently
exactly.
surrounding yourself in drama, or you're consistently with people who are dramatic and all that kind of stuff, then that's what you're going to attract. But if you don't want that, you've got to step away from that and go, do you know what? I don't need this in my life. I don't want this in my life. And sometimes, we have to step away from those situations and those people. Indeed, I know I certainly have. So,
Yeah, we both do. We don't have that in our life. We don't have drama. We
no,
don't have
I don't do
bitching.
it.
We don't have any
No,
of that. I just walk away from it. I can't be fucked with it. It's
no,
just, it's not worth my energy. But I see a lot of it, whether it's people that I hear the conversations or clients that are going through it, or, a lot of it. And I think, whoa, there's just, but you know what? It always comes down to boundaries. If you have boundaries in place, this wouldn't happen. You wouldn't get dragged into the shit. It
yeah,
just wouldn't. If you have a boundary in place with yourself, like I always go, three sets of boundaries, me, the
yeah,
person, and spirit. If you have a boundary with yourself, you're going to stop yourself getting involved in the shit. Easy, simple. Walk away from it. As soon as someone starts talking about that sort of stuff, you're at work and you're listening to someone gossip about someone else, turn around, get the fuck out of there. Make an excuse up. I've got to go to the toilet. I've got to go do this. I've got to do that. Don't listen to it. It's only bringing that negative energy over you. You don't need it. It's,
absolutely.
it's just,
Yeah,
oh,
keep your peace. Keep your peace, people.
yeah.
That's it. Otherwise, you keep getting dragged into things, you'll never get yourself out of it. So,
Yes. So, David, how was your holiday?
I don't know if I would call it a holiday actually. So it started with the weekend in Eastbourne with TJ and friends. TJ Higgs's
Yeah.
residential weekend in Eastbourne, which I have to say it was fabulous. It was
Wow.
an amazing weekend. It was very validating to me. I came out away from that weekend going, do you know what? I'm a medium. That sounds really strange to
Yeah.
people, right? That
No.
might sound really strange, but for a lot, it took me a long, long time to say to myself, David, you're a medium, or for me to say, I'm a medium. it took me a long time to
Yeah.
get used to that. And I think that weekend, coming away from it and doing what I did there, certainly made my mark, I feel, alongside Bill. Um, I can speak for Bill as well. We both really enjoyed it. We've talked about it afterwards, and we both thoroughly enjoyed it. But it was just positive. Do you know, I'll be very honest and say, in a weekend like that, you might expect a few egos here and there and people at their own arse, but there wasn't. I didn't feel
Yeah.
any of that from anybody. And TJ, if I know TJ, she wouldn't have any of that anyway. So, but no, they're people you've never met in your life, and you're sat at the breakfast table with them, and you're having your breakfast in the morning, you're chatting away, and there's none of this. Oh, what do you do? There was none of that. It was more
Yeah.
out of interest rather than, oh, let's see what you're up to. There's none of that at all. Um, and we had a laugh as well. And the important thing is we had a laugh. It was funny.
Yeah.
That everyone was in good spirits and good humor, which obviously makes for a good environment anyway. But yeah, but it's one of those. But when you're on platform, because I mean, both Bill and I did a platform together, so we did 2 links each. We did 4 messages between us, and you had an audience of say 200 people, let's say, the biggest audience I've ever had. But you could
Wow.
tell they could tell they were willing you on. There was no one sat there with arms folded, faces like smacked asses. They were they were willing you on. And there's some fledglings that were there as well, TJ students, and they were being willed on as well. So it's none of this, oh, you're shit, you didn't get this right, didn't get that right. It was like, yes, come on, we're supporting each other here, and that's really what it was like. So it felt like I was um with my crew, let's say, if I put it that way, my
Yeah.
kind of, do you know what I mean?
Your
So it's really
people. Yeah.
people. It was really nice, and the workshop I did on the was it Saturday. Yeah, so the workshop I did on the Saturday afternoon. When people came to the workshop, they came to learn. There was no
Yeah.
one sat there being antagonistic or bored. There was a workshop, they had to work anyway, I had no choice really. But they came to they put the effort in, and they all came out with something really beautiful. There were tears in my workshop as well. Obviously, that wasn't the
Oh,
point. That wasn't the point, but I knew that was going to happen because of what the workshop was about. But um, people came away from that feeling, I don't know, hopefully lifted. Because I had people come up to me at the end saying, "Thank you so much for that workshop. I needed that," or I realized that I could do something I didn't think I could do. So as well as being validating for everybody else, it was certainly validating for me as well. But no, it was great weekends. Great weekends. So that was finished that on the Monday, came home on the Monday, and then the Tuesday, the my fiance, who's now my fiance, I didn't mention that, did I?
yeah.
I
We
said that since.
haven't. No.
Oh, so yes, I am engaged. And what was I saying? I've just stumped myself. What was I? Oh yeah, so
Congratulations.
thanks. So on the Tuesday
Pictures.
we,
He's taken. He's taken
yeah,
pictures.
sorry. Yeah, like they're bothered. I think they're mostly women that listen to podcasts, but hello, men as well. Um, but yeah, flew to Poland on the Tuesday and then flew back on the Sunday. So I really could have done with a bit of a break between between the two.
Mm.
But when we got Poland, when we went to Poland, because that's obviously where he was from, we stayed with his brother and his sister-in-law. But it wasn't a quiet week. It was the walking that we. I mean, look, I've been to Poland before with him, but the amount of walking that we did, like, what day was it? I think it was on the Thursday or the Friday. We'd already walked a couple of miles to go and see the ruins of a castle through the forest. Because there's the other half where they live in Poland, it's in the middle of nowhere, and they've got 80 acres of land. So we walked through it to find the ruins at the other end, and then walked back again. And they said, right, we're going to this place, so the town where we grew up, and we're going to walk up a fucking mountain. So I had to walk up a bloody mountain, the very top of this bloody mountain. um, because on top of the mountain they've built like a walkway, so it's the highest point. So you can then see over the entire city of that area or that town, whatever you want to call it. So I've never walked so much in my bleeding life. Then I came back and I was knackered. So
You went on holiday and lost weight, and I went on holiday and put on
I
weight.
no, I did, because in Poland,
What?
if anyone knows, in Poland, you get nothing but fed.
Mm-hmm.
And because his brother and his brother's girlfriend, they've got a very sweet tooth. Wherever we go, whatever day it was, didn't matter what time of day it was, right, we're going to stop for coffee and cake. And then we're going to have
Oh, wow.
lunch and their or dinner. Their dinner is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then in the evening you have another snack thing, and so you're always being fed. And so no, I did not lose weight. I wish I had lost weight because I've put weight on. Um, Trying to chip away at it, but yeah. But Poland's a lovely country. I mean, the place that I've been in Poland is a lovely country. So
Yeah.
it was nice just to get away, but it was not a restful. My kind of restful holiday is going to sit by a pool with in the sunshine with a cocktail for 2 weeks doing bugger all, basically.
Like me.
But that was not. But that was not the case here. So yeah. So that was my little breakaway, and then straight back into it
Wow.
again.
Far out. Yeah, so I just love how we just time it well together. We're going on holidays. We're both going on holidays. It's just funny. I think it's
Yeah,
funny. Oh, well, we
yeah,
are
yeah.
twinsies. We are twinsies, you know?
Libra twins. That's it.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
more like a
yeah.
Scorpio, according to Bex.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's funny.
Sting your
I
tail.
think just, I know, no, people just piss me off.
But it's true. You can have
But,
different aspects of of your sign, right? You can,
oh,
because some don't want to get into astrology because I'm not an astrologist, but they do say as you get older with the cycles, you do tend to move forward into another sign. Um, Although your sign's always going to be your sign. That does. I don't know
yeah.
enough about it to talk about it intelligently, but so yeah, we kind of aspects of other signs within our own sign because you can't say everyone that's a Libra is exactly the same because they're not.
No, no, they're not. They're
They're not.
not.
Otherwise
And
we'd be robots.
exactly. But I do crave balance. Like that is the thing I'm always
Yeah,
looking for, that balance. I need to have that right balance. And as soon as I'm off, I'm off. Like right now, I'm off because I've not been working and I feel like I'm off. Hence me going, do I really want to do this anymore? It's the stop start thing. It's the
yeah,
stop start thing. I'm sure other people feel like that, It's just that same as going back to normal work. You don't want to go back to normal work. It's like
yeah,
dragging your feet. So,
yeah. Let's talk about that then because I think most mediums go through that, and I think it's a natural part of it because obviously we want to help people the best we can, and if something happens where we take that break, we kind of get out of that flow. When we're
mm,
helping loads of people week after week after week, then you stop for 2 weeks, then you think, oh, bugger it.
it
I've lost my
feels weird.
I lost my
Yeah.
mojo, or I've lost my flow, and how do I get back into it? And our spirit's still there because I don't know about you, Glenda. When I'm on holiday, I completely disconnect. I am not
Oh,
reading
so
for
do I.
anybody. I'm not tuning in
Neither.
for anybody. I'm on my holidays,
Oh,
and so
same.
I
I'm
think
the
a lot of
same. I'm
people, a
like,
lot of mediums are like that as well. And so when we come
yeah.
back, we then go, oh,
Are they still there?
and
Hello?
are they
Anyone
still
there?
there? Can I
Can you
still do
hear
it?
me?
Yeah. And the nerves then seem to kick back in again. You think, why am I feeling nervous today? Because I've done this for
Mhm.
the past God knows how many years, but
Yeah.
I'm nervous about doing this reading or this church
All
demonstration.
the time.
But I think, for
Every,
anyone listening that's doing this work or new to doing it, that does happen, and it will continue
it's
to happen.
normal.
I think
It's normal.
it's a normal thing. Because like you just said, Glenda, like any job that you do, as soon as you have a break
Mm.
from it, you go back and think, oh, what was that procedure again? How do I
Yeah.
do that? And then you do get back, and people say, how do you get back into swing of it? You just got to do it.
You just do. Just do it.
You just
You
got to do
just,
it. You find your
mm,
rhythm again, like anything. If you get out of rhythm, you can always get back into it. You just got to find it, but you just got to do it. If you sit there going,
yeah.
"How do I do it? I can't do it," then no, you're not going to do it. So you just got to get back into it again and just have a bit of a word with yourself. But I think no, Glenn, that's where the self-discipline comes in with this work.
Yeah.
It's disciplining yourself and being disciplined with yourself to do this, to do that, or not do this, not do that. And so you just have to go, right, no, I can't sit in my ass procrastinating because that doesn't get anything done, does it? So you've just got to,
No.
well, however you do it, no, just go for it. Just got to do it. Just got to do it and push through those nerves. And if you feel the nerves there again, which might feel a bit weird or sound a bit weird, the nerves obviously show that I hate this saying, but I'm going to say it. Show that you do care about what you're doing and you want to do it to your best ability. And so when you haven't done it for a while because you've had a break, you might naturally feel nervous because you're out of your flow. But once you start doing it again, those butterflies will calm back down. You get on with it. You go, oh, here I am. Right, I know what I'm doing. I remember. It's that muscle memory that we have, and you just get on with it and you
Yeah.
just do it.
Exactly. I must admit, I am kind of like, I am craving that connection with spirit again. I am craving that natural high that we get, just that, that connection of bringing someone forward for for the love of that healing and that. I am craving that because it is beautiful. It's like, it's funny, my husband saying to my daughter the last night, know, you got to go to work and you've got to do jobs and sometimes we don't like what we do, but we just got to suck it up and that's just a job. And I'm put my hand on like, but I love what I do. Because you're the rarity. Not many people can say I love what I do, but I do. I love
And
it.
that's the thing, isn't it, though? I think we're so conditioned as a society to work. Whatever the job
Yeah.
is, you should have a job. You need a job. You do the nine to
Yeah.
five, or whatever it is, on that hamster wheel of life. You just keep going and going and going and going. And the amount of people that don't enjoy what they're doing. Um, but I think that for me, looking at my work and whatever, I feel a lot happier now that I'm doing my own thing. I may not be earning loads of money from it, but I'm enjoying what I'm doing because I
Yeah.
enjoy the mediumship, enjoy what I'm doing. Um, but also I've got my own, I'm on my own time. I'm not constricted by anybody anymore. I'm not being told you can only go for lunch here or for break there, or you must work this shift here or that shift there in order for you to stay in this company. Do you know what I mean? And so I
Yeah.
think there is something to be said for being happy. I know it's not easy. It's not easy out there. And sometimes, I've done jobs that I've stayed in for a long time, even though I've not been enjoying it. But it's something I've had to
Same.
do. And I think a lot of people are the same these days that they have to do a job because it does put food on the table, it feeds their children,
Exactly.
whatever else. And I think about but should we be doing that? I know we have to do it sometimes, but in my mind, like life is so short, as we always talk about, and life is here to be lived and to be enjoyed. And I can think of nothing worse than look, we all both get unhappy in our jobs sometimes. We've talked about that quite openly, but there's nothing worse than being tied to something because you have to do it rather than because you want to do it. And I think
That's right.
the world we live in has just gone fucking mad. And I honestly,
It
I
has.
just think it's people these days are in such dire straits that I consider myself not lucky because I've
Lucky.
done the work
Yeah.
myself, but fortunate is probably better words, I guess,
Yeah.
if I say that.
But if you go into that a little bit more, what I am seeing is yes, workplaces are toxic, okay? And if you look at it, there is people that are actual adult bullies. There are people that pick
Yeah,
on other people. There is this control thing that they need to have. There's this, they need to be higher and almighty than everybody else. They need to be almost like treated like a god. And that all comes from childhood. These people are unhealed. These people have gone through stuff in their life that they need to be like this. And what I'm seeing is a lot of children with this behavior, but the parents not doing anything about it. And this is where they turn into these type of high almighty bullies at workplaces. I've seen it, I've noticed it, it still goes on. But I also see it in this because we do readings for so many different people, and I do a lot of businesses as well. Um, these women that are stuck in these toxic workplaces that they have the fear of I can't go and do anything else. I'm not good enough to do anything else. I don't have the training to do anything else. So they stay stuck in this situation because they've got to pay the mortgage, they've got to pay, the rent, they've got to pay, put food on the table, and they stay stuck. But what's really sad is they talk about women supporting women in these workplaces. There's no one supporting anyone here. It's every man out for themselves, and that's really sad. Now we see this world, it's become really fucking crazy. Why aren't people changing?
yeah.
It's really sad. Why is it getting to this point? You know, pharmacy. I did 17 years in pharmacy. David, you've worked in pharmacy. Man, their women are fucking pack of bitches. there has only been a handful of places that I have worked that we've got on like a family. And that comes down to good management and people, the management going, I'm not going to put up with this shit. Then I went into working in the hospital. Fuck that. That was just like, if anyone could stab you in the back, they're the biggest knives. It's terrible out there. So, and I'm sure that this goes on for every other, excuse me, the beauty industry, for nurses, all of this sort of stuff. Anywhere that you go, why does one need to put another person down in a workplace? This is what blows me away. Why can't we talk about everyone just needs to be kind? Why isn't this happening? It's so
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, and it happens to my other half as well. He's stepping down from his job, from his position,
Oh
because
no.
yeah, because on it, why it really
Oh,
people know that I'm not a confrontational person. I'm not. I don't start arguments because again, I don't want the drama. I'm not an argumentative
yeah,
person. However, if you come at me or I see bullying in some kind of way, shape, or form, I will speak up for it because I have been bullied myself, and it seems that it's although bullying is terrible and I do not like it, and I was bullied as a kid, but it almost seems worse when it's an adult doing it because I think you're an adult person
yeah,
trying to bully another adult. I don't think so. And so, yeah, mother half is stepping down from his position, his high position, to go back to his previous position purely because of the person above him.
it's
I don't say
bullshit.
too much in case they're listening, but
Yeah,
I have to kind of give him pep talks to say, look, don't take this. You've done nothing wrong. You've done nothing but keep that kitchen afloat, and you've got this person coming, this arsehole coming in, throwing his weight around, thinking it's a Billy Big Bollocks. Is not, is that I can't really use the word I want to use. I nearly said it, but I can't say it. But he is. And I said to my other half, I said, it's a good job I don't work there because I tell you what,
yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
having my fucking say because of how this person's been behaving and trying to gaslight my other
yes,
half into this is your fault. No, 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 it's not his fault. It's yours. But then he's so far up the owner's arse that she don't do nothing about it either. And so it's those honestly those situations. Because I'm like you, Libra. I like balance, but I don't like
yeah.
injustice. So when someone's being
Me
bullied for
either.
for the wrong reasons, or they're being gaslit or whatever, being made a scapegoat, I know I'm not having it. But unfortunately, I can't do anything about it because it's not my workplace. But tell
No.
you what, if it was, I would certainly would not be keeping my mouth shut. I'd be certainly putting people in their place. That's why I said the other day in a reel, stand up for yourself. Don't be
Yeah,
bullied. Don't be
yeah,
bullied. You are not a child. You are deserving of more than that. We're not children here. We are not in a school playground. We are adult people. And so don't allow someone else to take your power from you. Don't get
exactly.
they have no power over you. They've got no power over you to take your power as a person. Sorry, they don't. So if they were a bully, I don't care what position you're in, I will tell you because
Yeah,
you are being an arsehole and you are making someone's life a misery for your own egotistical, arrogant reasons. And I'm not having it.
that's right.
So,
Yeah,
so yeah, I helped him write an email to his boss, and she did fuck all
good.
about it. No,
No, of course they never do.
she sent that bully back in to talk to him. Yeah, but the email I sent you
Oh,
is about the bully. I mean, what are you doing? You're an absolute dickhead. Can you tell I'm angry about this?
yeah.
I'm laughing through tears.
No, I hear you.
Honestly,
But I've had to face that myself as well, through my life. But also it's harder as a parent watching it happen as well to your children. And I'm sure that
yeah.
other people that listen to this, I want to fucking go into Big Mama Bear and just rip someone's head off when they
Oh, my
do
mum
this.
did.
Oh, I tell you what, I was the biggest advocate for my children at schools, and my children have gone through so much shit. My daughter has been bullied at school severely, and down to the not the public schools. This is the Catholic schools that happens the
Yes,
most at.
yes, yes,
They
yes,
are the
yes.
worst.
Yeah.
And you know what? I give it to one of the principals there, and he told me, "You don't tell a mother to calm down." And I was just like, are you for real? I was ready to rip his head off. Like, what? You've just been bullied. My daughter's been bullied severely, and all they're thinking about is the money. That's all they're interested in is the tuition fees that are getting paid, who's there, and where they're going to get the money from more. So they won't help, and they just gaslight and they do nothing about it, even though it's happening on school grounds. And it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating for a parent to watch your child get bullied, to go through, such trauma and such depression. And there's only so much you can do. It's so hard, but it is one of the hardest things I've gone through, to watch my child go through it. And I tell you what, I think I pulled my daughter out of 3 schools.
Oh
And
wow.
I would have, yeah. In the end, thank Christ we've got out of it. And now she's dealing with adult bullying. It's like, wow,
Yeah.
society. It just doesn't change. And we might be banging on about this, but I'm telling you right now, someone on here is listening that needs to hear this. Someone here needs this, whatever we're talking about, needs to hear it. Someone is listening, because we don't just bang on about nothing. And whatever you're going through, I hope that you are strong enough to fight whatever is this injustice, because there is so much of it happening. But like David said, you've got to fight back. You can't keep taking it, because
Own your
in the
power.
end,
Own your power.
that's right.
You're the only one that owns your power. No one
That's right.
on this planet has any power over you to take it from you. That's why I don't believe in curses and all that shit, because no one
No,
on this planet has the right or the power over you to give you those kind of things or to take those things from you.
no.
You own your
And
power. You own your energy. No one else does.
no, pull them up. What gives you the right to speak to me like that?
Yeah.
Like, hello.
Yeah.
Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh.
We're not saying to people to be violent here. We're just saying. But I know it's important because look, I wouldn't have said this years ago. Now, even into my 20s
No,
and my 30s, I wouldn't say
no,
I was very shy. I wouldn't say boo to goose.
same.
People would say to me, very sensitive. I'd always take things to heart, I'd be told. Um, and it's not until I've got a little bit older and just being more aware of what's going on in the world, and that's, I'm not taking people's shit anymore. But
Yeah,
there are means and ways of talking to people as well.
that's right.
And so it's not about being violent and being confrontational or argumentative. It's being firm but fair. It's being firm but talking to people in a way in which they really understand the impact of what they've been doing, whether it be the words
Yeah,
they've been saying or the actions um they've been showing you. But it's just about you owning your voice. We've all got a voice for a reason, so use
yeah,
it. Don't be. I just can't. I know, guys, as you say, we're going on about it, but I just can't stand bullying. I can't stand any kind of aggression like that, any gaslighting, any trying to make someone else the scapegoat because the person above you can't do their fucking job properly. So that's just why I'm really passionate about it. But again, if this is 16-year-old David, I would go, oh no, I'm paying attention to what they're saying. No, no, not anymore. Do you
yeah.
know?
Well, I did it
So
right up into my 40s. I put up
yeah.
with it for so long. Some of us just put up with it and put up with it till there's a breaking point. And that's where you don't want to get to, a breaking point where you lose yourself, where I was.
And also, can I just say, and you like fellas as well, there's so many times in my life that I've been patronized because one, because of the way I look. So to give you an idea of that, when I was 15, I went for my first job interview for a store which no longer exists in the UK. And I was told I didn't get the job because I looked too young and people wouldn't take me seriously. That was the feedback I got.
My
And
son
then
gets that.
going into my 20s, my 30s, people wouldn't take me seriously because I look younger than I am, right? And I always have done. Um,
People
but
he
people,
still thinks he's 27.
I wish, but people do knock 10 years off my life, which is great. But so it's there's a double-edged sword here. It's great to look young for your age, and people that listen to this will also resonate with this as well. People, you
Mm.
look great looking young for your age, but what comes with that is patronizing people patronizing you because I was only in his 20s, so he can't really have an opinion. And I've had that where people wouldn't listen to me because oh, he looks young, he looks like he's in his no, I was in my 30s at that point. But because I looked young, oh no, we can't listen to him because don't be patronized. Again, it comes back
Mm.
to owning your voice. And it's also funny when you do find your voice, suddenly you suddenly you're the bitch and suddenly oh you've changed. No, no,
That's it.
I've not changed. I've grown, and I'm not taking your shit
Yeah.
anymore. So isn't that
Hmm.
funny? Those of us that have always kind of been, when we are still respectful, but the ones that we've stood in the background, we've been respectful, we've taken it time and time and time again. That as soon as you find your voice and you stand up for yourself, which you're all very entitled to do, suddenly you become the arsehole and you become the problem. That's gaslighting. Again, do not be gaslit. You're not a bitch. You've grown, and you're showing these people that you know you cannot speak to me like that anymore. You cannot treat me like that anymore. Do you know why? Because I'm 43 years of fucking age. I'm not a 20-something-year-old which you could patronize and tell to do this. Oh, you can't believe in this. No, your opinion's not important because you're too young. I cough. Not anymore. So, but that can I'm saying that because that can be a trigger for people. Then when you do stand up for yourself and someone tries to put you down, the person then go, oh, well, maybe I was a bit harsh. Maybe I'm being a bit nasty. No, you're not. You're standing up for yourself as you're entitled to do. So again, find your voice. Don't allow that past version of you hang around and dictate how you should be now because we grow as people. And that, again, that's where the healing is as
Yeah.
well. That you can be
And
authentically be yourself.
And I feel that this year, even though last year it seemed like a year of endings, this year is still kind of the wheels are still turning for this. I'm seeing still a lot of people changing workplaces, people leaving workplaces, people trying to stand in their power, um, divorces happening, people leaving relationships. And I feel like there is an awakening of people, that are going through this, that are actually going, I'm not going to take this shit. I'm
Yeah.
not. Yeah. And it's good. It's about time because we can't always keep taking it. Like both of
No.
us, we've taken it for so long, and then all of a sudden when you say something, I'm the bitch. No, I'm not the bitch. I'm just not going to take it anymore. Like even with, I think I put a post out ages ago about time and energy. If someone doesn't respect your time and energy or it's not reciprocated, well, maybe that relationship's done.
Mm.
People look into it too deeply. Oh, no, I've got to keep working at it. I've got to stay in this relationship. I've got to stay in this friendship. Oh, it can be fixed. Or do you know what I used to get a lot? And I'm sure other women would have got it. Oh no, I can't leave him because, I've put so much time and effort into him now that, it's just a waste. I used to kind of think like
Yeah.
that, I used to think,
Yeah.
right? I used to think, no, I've put all my time and effort. No, I can't walk away from it. Oh my fucking God, yes, you can. You can walk away from that relationship. If that relationship isn't meant to be, it's not meant to be, no matter what
Yeah.
you do. No, and you having a baby and trying to keep that relationship together is not going to hold your relationship together. If it's not two people working together, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Any type of relationship, work relationship, friendship, it has to be two people working together constantly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it doesn't work. So again, it comes back to give and take, give and take. That one worker can't keep giving all the time.
It's about self-respect as well.
That's right.
If they
Exactly
can't
right.
if they can't respect you, doesn't really matter. It's your self-respect you've got to think about.
That's right.
And think about if I'm
Exactly.
not being respected, if I respect myself, that's a good start. If I'm not being respected, do I still need to be here? Do I still need
That's
to
right.
do
Where
no,
your
do that for that
self-worth,
person? Yeah.
you've got have self-worth there.
Absolutely.
It's all about that. And all of us, like going through it, we all question our self-worth in one time or another in our lifetime, and
Yeah.
if not multiple times in our life. But you have to get to that point where, again, you say, I'm not taking it anymore. I'm more worthy of this. I deserve better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've said that even in recent readings I've done, like even demonstrations, I've said to a person, you need to find that self-worth thing. It still hangs around, especially with the youngsters. So the youngsters, but you know what I mean. Um, but the youngsters coming up, it's about don't allow anyone else to dictate to you what's the saying that I use is your self-worth is not dependent on the value which someone else wants to put on you.
Yeah, that's right.
You know your self-worth. You find, don't let anyone dictate to you what your self-worth is. And please, on the climate we're living in, the place where we're living in with technology and all these social media platforms, please do not let anyone on a social media platform who sat behind a screen that hiding themselves, don't let them dictate to you what's right and what's wrong, what you should be, what you shouldn't be. You are your own person. Spirits do not want people down here to be robots. Spirit have put us all here for a reason. No one is here by accident. No one's here by mistake. We're all here to be our own unique self. We are not here to be a carbon copy of anybody else, whether it be a celebrity or a friend or whatever it might be. You are here to be your own person. You're here to live your own life's journey. Do not let some robot, some machine, some platform tell you this is what the ideal is. This is what you should be. No, it's not. Who says who? According to who? Whose rules are we listening
Yeah,
to here? Made
that's right.
made up man-made rules. Nah, bugger it. So be yourself, find your self-worth. And I
Yeah.
feel that's probably a nice place to leave this episode. Otherwise, we'll just keep on ranting all day long. Well, hopefully it's not been a rant. It's been useful to people. Maybe people needs to hear what we've talked about here.
Maybe just a
Uh,
reminder, you know?
Maybe that's what it is. And as we always say, Glenda, we're just talking about our own personal experience here, our own viewpoints and opinions. Some people might listen back to this and go, "What a crock of shit! What are they talking about? What are they going on about today?" But it's just talk about our experiences, hopefully help other people. So you take what resonates with you and leave the rest, which is what I always say. So
Yeah, and especially with Easter coming on, people are getting together with families. Remember your
yeah,
self-worth. You don't have to put up with that shit from a family member. You can walk
yeah.
away.
And I'm also saying to myself, don't eat too many fucking eggs because you're a fat pig. So. So yeah, I've got a big chocolate egg on the dining table at the minute, looking at me, waiting to be eaten, and I'm trying to resist, but my my brain is saying otherwise. But there you go. Enough about me. So, Glenda, it's been a pleasure.
Always, David. Thank you for the chit chat.
Oh, anytime the laughs. So we like to have a laugh, don't we? So
Yeah.
people listening at home, thank you very much for listening to the Spirit Lounge today. Obviously, we'll be back with some more episodes, hopefully with some more guests that will get coming on. Don't know who they're going to be yet because we've got none lined up, but they will they will be lined up at some point. But yeah, we do hope you still continue with us on this podcast journey. So look after yourselves, all right, and we'll speak to you very soon. Thank you for joining us in the Spirit Lounge for today's episode. We hope you enjoyed what you heard. And if you did, please like and share the podcast. And if you can, please leave us a comment or review, as it really helps us out.
And if you want to hear us talk about a particular topic or have a question you'd like our viewpoint on, then email them to us on either davidhmedium@outlook.com or glenda-marie1@hotmail.com, and we'll get to them as soon as possible.
Lastly, if you'd like to connect with us individually and book our services, you can check out our websites. Glenda's website is www.glendamariepsychicmedium.com.
And you can find David at www.davidhmedium.co.uk.
For now, it's bye from me.
And it's bye from me.
Join us again soon in the Spirit Lounge.